As some of you may have noticed, we've been focusing a little bit on Masterworks the last couple of weeks for our videos for Instagram and YouTube. And with this, we're going to continue to focus on Masterworks for the next 2 or 3 months. And we're also going to be looking at, of course, all the different subjects. And the main subjects really are teacher figures, deities, Buddhas, painting sets, sculpture sets, styles, regions, and then very importantly, we also have museums. We of course have private collections, but we also have museums, and we feel that the museums haven't been covered enough in terms of what are the masterworks from the individual museums. Many museums are known for their masterworks: MFA Boston, Cleveland, Los Angeles County Museum, Philadelphia. And there are just some spectacular examples of art, both painting, sculpture, and even illuminated manuscripts and rare historical pieces or regional styles. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on Masterworks, and then we're specifically going to be focusing on museums. And with some of these museums, we can't simply do one video for the Masterworks. They have too many, such as Boston and Cleveland and Philadelphia, and the Rubin Museum of Art, and then the Guimet in Paris, the British Museum, the V&A. There's many museums that have art, but it's a little bit daunting to be looking at all of the art of one museum. Really what you want to be doing is looking at what you're interested in and looking at the best examples from that museum. And you need to, if you're interested in the art, then you need to find out what are the great pieces of each museum. What are they famous for? What are they known for? Because when you discover these pieces, you'll also discover that there's a lot more information, that they've been included in many catalogs, many exhibitions, and maybe just scholarly works. And so there's a lot more information. So it's kind of weeding out the art objects with a little or no information, and of a lower or regional or village style artistry, to looking at what are considered the very finest examples of regions, times, and religious traditions. And masterworks of religious traditions is also really important, and something new that we have been a little bit focused on recently. Now, with that said, what we're also doing is we're going to be putting more effort into our Patreon platform. Because even though we very much enjoy putting as many videos up on Instagram and YouTube as possible, it doesn't pay the bills. It does not pay our internet provider. It doesn't pay for updates. It doesn't pay for security updates and storage of the 100,000 plus images that we have. So we need to put a little bit more effort into Patreon. Patreon is our platform, our paid platform, and it's as low as $3 per month. And you can also pay more. There's different levels. And we have longer videos. We have over 100 videos up on Patreon already. And some of these videos are up to 20 minutes long. Some are 10 minutes, some are 15. And we go into a lot more detail on different subjects. And we also use the Patreon platform to work out new projects and new programs. And one of the new programs that we're looking at starting is online courses using the Teachable app platform. And so we use Patreon as sort of a middle ground for staging and testing and getting feedback on for some of these other programs. So stay tuned. We will be adding videos on Instagram and YouTube regularly, but they may be slightly less frequent than the past. And we will be doing more book reviews. We'll be doing book reviews generally every Wednesday, because these we think are really quite important especially in this day and age when a lot of people think that digital is fine and they don't need to worry about knowing what these books are or were. Digital isn't always as good as the real thing at this time because the quality of copying is not as good, and the images and the paintings and sculpture are not replicated in the same quality. So we'll leave it at that. You can like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.